Have you ever had one of those days? You know, a day when you wake up, haven't run a marathon, haven't saved the world, maybe haven't even left the house, and yet, by mid-afternoon, it feels like a truck has run over you. And in reverse. You drag yourself to the kitchen, grab a coffee, stare in the mirror, and ask yourself, where did all my energy go? I swear I left it here somewhere last night. We tend to think that fatigue is the result of great exertion, poor nights of sleep, or hard work. And yes, of course it's tiring. But the truth is, the biggest energy thieves aren't the brutes who break down your front door. They're sneaky, almost invisible thieves. They're ninjas of fatigue who slip through the cracks in your daily routine, stealing your energy, and you don't even realize they've been robbed. We were taught that to have more energy, we need to do more things. More exercise, more diets, more planning, more. What if I told you that the secret might not be adding but subtracting? Here at the Anti-Coach Social Club, we're suspicious of any solution that comes in a colorful spreadsheet. Our mascot, the chimpanzee, doesn't have a productivity app. He instinctively knows what drains and what nourishes your energy. And today, we're going to borrow this ancient wisdom. We'll expose the 5 most insidious habits that are sabotaging your internal battery, a little bit every hour. Brace yourself, because you may discover that the biggest energy drain in your life isn't in your work, but in habits you consider harmless. And the first of these lives right there between your ears. The troubled DJ syndrome. Your brain in an infinite loop. Let's talk about your personal DJ. The one who lives in your head and has terrible taste in music. He doesn't play summer hits. His specialty is remixes about problems. His favorite playlist includes tracks like What I Should Have Said in That Argument, 12-hour extended version, followed by the hit Anxiety About the Future, Feet, All the Bills, and of course the classic Replay of That Mistake That Only I Remember. This habit of ruminating on thoughts is one of the biggest energy vampires there is. While you're trying to focus on a task, answer an email, or simply watch a series, this DJ is blasting, running the same thoughts on an endless loop. It's a heavy piece of software consuming all of your brain's RAM. The problem is that we confuse this mental noise with being a responsible person or preparing for the future. But it's not. It's the equivalent of leaving your car engine running in the garage all night. It doesn't get you anywhere, it just wastes fuel and pollutes the environment. You end up exhausted without having moved. Our primate friend doesn't do this. He doesn't chew on the banana peel he dropped yesterday. He eats today's banana. The anti-coach proposal here isn't to achieve a magical state of empty mind. That's just incense-selling talk. The proposal is simpler. Fire the DJ. Or at least teach him some new songs. When you catch yourself hearing the same problem for the 10th time, ask yourself, is this music helping me dance, or is it paralyzing me? Changing your mental track isn't easy, but the first step is recognizing that the show you're having in your head is of poor quality and is costing you dearly, the hero of others and the zombie of himself. There's a silent superhero living among us. He doesn't wear a cape, but he probably has a stash of vests emblazoned with the phrase, "You can count on me." His superpower? Saying yes to everything and everyone. Helping others is noble, of course. The problem is when this nobility becomes a passport to total burnout. This habit of wanting to please everyone, of being terrified of saying no, turns you into the protagonist of other people's lives and a mere supporting character in your own. Every yes you say when your body and mind scream, "No, for God's sake," is a piece of your vital energy you give away on a silver platter. You pay other people's energy bills and remain in the dark. At first it feels good. People love you, calling you trustworthy and helpful. But little by little, your schedule is no longer your own. Your free time disappears. Your desires take a back seat. You become someone else's crisis manager, and your own life gathers dust in a corner. The irony is that, by trying to ensure no one is disappointed in you, you end up becoming your own biggest disappointment. You become a watered-down version of yourself, powerless to pursue your own projects. A chimpanzee in a community knows how to collaborate, but it also knows how to bare its teeth and protect its resources when necessary. It doesn't hand over its last banana just to look cool. The anti-coach lesson here is brutally simple. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person with a functioning battery. Start treating your energy as your most precious asset, because it is. Saying no to others is often saying a giant, luminous yes to your own sanity. The scroll. Black hole, the illusion of digital rest. Ah, the sacred moment. End of the day, you plop down on the couch. Mission, rest. Chosen tool, the small glowing rectangle in your pocket. And then the magic begins. Your thumb takes on a life of its own and begins its sacred pilgrimage through the infinite feed. A video, a photo, a shocking piece of news, the perfect life of someone you don't know. And when you finally glance at the clock, an hour has passed. But here's the catch. You haven't rested. You feel strange, groggy, with burning eyes and a sense that time has simply evaporated. Welcome to the black hole of scrolling, our generation's greatest illusion of rest. We think we're relaxing, but our brains are working frantically. They're processing hundreds of pieces of information per minute, comparing, judging, and reacting emotionally to each piece of content. It's like trying to sleep in the middle of a rave. Your body is still, but your mind is running a marathon of stimuli. This sensory overload is incredibly draining. It's a fatigue that comes not from physical exertion, but from cognitive exhaustion. You emerge from this experience emptier than when you entered. Our chimpanzee friend, when he wants to rest, truly rests. He lies down, closes his eyes, picks up an animal, or simply stares at the horizon. He doesn't connect to an endless display of other primates' lives to feel relaxed. So, the next time you sit down to rest, try the primate method. Put your device aside for 10 minutes. Look out the window. Listen to the sounds around you. You might be surprised to discover that true rest isn't about consuming more, but simply stopping. Operation Chaos. Your mess as a mental Wi-Fi thief. Take a look around you right now. Your desk, your bedroom, your living room. What's the situation like? If your answer involves piles of things that I'll put away later, chairs that have become cabinets, and a collection of objects that don't have a designated place, we may have encountered another major energy thief: clutter. We tend to think of clutter as a purely aesthetic or hygiene problem, but its impact is much deeper. Every out-of-place object in your physical environment acts like an open tab in your brain's browser. The pile of laundry screams, "You need to wash me!" The unopened mail whispers, "Bills and responsibilities." The dishes in the sink sing an opera about your procrastination. Even if you're not consciously thinking about it, your brain is registering all this chaos. This visual clutter creates constant background noise, an overload of stimuli that keeps you in a subtle and permanent state of alert. It's like trying to work with dozens of notifications popping up on your screen. Your mind can never truly relax because the environment around you is constantly reminding it of unfinished tasks. That's why organizing a small corner of your home can bring such disproportionate peace of mind. There's nothing mystical about it. It's pure neuroscience. You're simply closing mental tabs, freeing up RAM for what really matters. The chimpanzee keeps its nest functional. It doesn't accumulate broken twigs and old leaves. It knows that its environment impacts its alertness. The tip here isn't to become a tidy fanatic. It's simply to understand that your mental energy is directly linked to the order, or lack thereof, around you. Tidy up your desk, and you might feel like you've tidied up a piece of your mind along with it. The tyranny of small irritations. This last energy thief is the most sneaky of all. It doesn't arrive with fanfare. It's death by 1,000 little cuts. I'm talking about the tyranny of small irritations. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's that notification from a group you can't stand, but don't leave out of politeness. It's the closet door that creaks every time you open it. It's the shirt tag that scratches you all day. It's the internet that keeps crashing right at that crucial moment. These are the mosquitoes of the soul. Individually, they seem insignificant. Oh, never mind, we think. But together, they create a soundtrack of frustration that plays all day long in the back of your mind. Each of these micro-irritations requires your brain to expend a little energy to process it, and more often than not, to ignore it. It's a tax you pay dozens, perhaps hundreds of times a day. In the end, your reserves of patience and willpower are in the red, and you don't understand why. You feel irritated, impatient, and blame the traffic, your boss, the system. But in reality, your energy has been sapped by a conspiracy of small things you've chosen to tolerate. A primate in the wild can't tolerate a twig that pokes it every time it sits. It breaks the twig. Simple as that. The anti-coach lesson is to go mosquito hunting. Identify one, just one, small irritation in your life today and solve it. Silence that group. Oil that hinge. Buy a new boot. It may seem like a small victory, but by eliminating these constant sources of friction, you regain a surprising amount of peace and energy. It's like closing all the apps that were running in the background and making your phone slow all day. So, there they are. The 5 silent energy thieves, the DJ of problems in your mind, the hero of others who turns you into a zombie, the black hole of scrolling pretending to be rest, Operation Chaos disguised as a mess, and the tyranny of small irritations. Do you see the pattern? None of them are dramatic events. They're subtle habits, daily infiltrations that, combined, cause a gigantic dent in your willingness to live. The good news, and the core philosophy here at our club, is that you don't need a lifestyle overhaul to feel better. You don't have to become someone else, wake up at 5 a.m., and drink kale juice if you hate kale. The invitation here is to become a detective of your own energy. It's to start paying attention to these little things. The idea isn't to add more tasks to your list, but rather to start removing obstacles. Instead of forcing yourself to run a marathon, how about simply fixing the shoe that's too tight? Before seeking a new life purpose, how about dismissing the DJ of problems from your head for an afternoon? True wisdom, the one our chimpanzee friend understands so well, lies in conserving energy, in not wasting it on things that don't matter. It's about creating a life that's less draining, one small adjustment at a time. Because at the end of the day, having energy isn't about being productive. It's about having the strength to enjoy your own life. So which of these energy thieves visits you most often? We want to know. Leave a comment below and share your experience, because here at the Anti-Coach Social Club, we learn together. And if you enjoyed this conversation and want more practical, straightforward truths, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and come join our club. A club for those who are tired of being their own coach and just want to live a little better. See you next time.